Okay, and they say we live. Hi, YouTubers. This is Oldirty, and doing a podcast today on my channel. And I have three other guys with me. So, if you guys want to introduce yourself?
Oh,
Dave.
you going first? Oh, I'll go. This is Dave's Had Enough.
Dave,
I'm glad to be a member, join the podcast today of the Old Dirty Show. Uh,
Hey there, fools. It's Mr. T with the Mr. T Show. Glad to join you.
Johnny Wolfflow right here, kicking it live with the boys, and I'm a Sony pony, but I ain't no phony.
All right. Well, on today's podcast, just going to be following up on E3. We had E3 for last 3 days last week, so we're just going to touch up on that and touch up on EA and Ubisoft press conference on what we seen, what we liked, what we thought about their conference. So I guess we could just knock these two guys out the way. What you guys think of Ubisoft if you've seen Ubisoft press conference?
I'll
Well,
go.
go ahead.
The biggest thing I liked of Ubisoft was Rainbow Six Siege. I thought that was fantastic that they closed the show with that. But other than that, we've seen a lot of stuff at other press conferences. Like, we saw Far Cry at Sony's. I think they even showed Far Cry at Microsoft's, right? Am I right, Old Dirty, or no?
Did they show? Yeah, I think they did.
So pretty much we've seen
Yeah, I think
that.
they did show that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They did show the first opening 5 minutes to Far Cry, and they gave you an idea of what the villain's going to be like and all that stuff. It was kind of cool. I liked that. The crew they showed us, Assassin's Creed. Then they showed us that Apocalypse, the Great War. That was like, I guess, they're going to do like a documentary with it or something. And a TV show on the, I think it's on the American Heroes channel. It was a good show. I liked it, but it was a lot of stuff we already seen. So biggest thing for me was the Rainbow Six, the Siege. They didn't give us a release date, but they showed us the live gameplay for the online multiplayer, and I was really impressed. But yeah, I liked it.
Got my pre-order for that one. I was liking that indie title by I don't know if it was the Montreal studio or not. They did the Valiant Hearts, and
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's
yeah,
what I'm talking about.
that's looking cool. Yeah, I pre-ordered Rainbow Six too. It looks like something different. I'm really getting excited for this first-person shooters this generation. Finally, it's been a long time. All last generation, it was just like the same shit over and over again. So I wasn't that excited. With this Ubisoft prep conference, okay, the other day when we were hanging out and I was kind of rambling all drunk during the Sony conference, I might have jumped the gun a little bit on the new Assassin's Creed because I'm getting tired of the same shit. But it looks like they've actually taken the time to rework the mechanics, the combat system and the parkour system, all that shit. So they're doing things, and I give them credit for that, for it too. So who knows? That could be cool too. I'm excited. I liked all their games. They all looked fucking dope.
Yeah. Well, I know you're probably hyped for Just Dance
I
too.
wouldn't
How we
think
could just like be on our phone and we could like be
Oh,
anywhere
yeah,
and just
that's
start
good.
dancing in the street.
Yeah, I was poking at that the other night too.
I was like, that is pretty cool that you can just dance anywhere you want as long as you have your phone. But you kind of look a little weird in the street and start dancing. But I don't know.
Yeah, that one I'm gonna pass on. Yeah.
Well, it is pretty cool. It's showing what these new systems can do. Like we could never do that back in the day. But I mean, the only time I ever played a Just Dance game ever is like I was at a party in Orlando one time. We ended up back up in the middle of nowhere somewhere at some girl's house, and we're all playing Just Dance on the Wii, and it was fun. But I would never get a Just Dance myself. Maybe if I had kids or something, they would like it. That's for like kids and stuff, I think, or parties and stuff like that.
You guys might not know this, but I can actually bust a move. But not to the kind of shit in those games, man. Like, I gotta be feeling the groove, man.
Well, I find it hard to believe because any
Okay.
person that can bust a move probably wouldn't say I can bust a move. That's some that's some archaic speak you got going on there.
All
That's
right. Well, what I
late '90s, early '90s.
I got my tricks, for sure.
Okay, that's better.
I got my own style, but it's cool. I can do some shit.
What are we talking about here? Ubisoft and EA?
No, yeah,
well,
Ubisoft.
what I like from
Ubisoft
from
first.
the Ubisoft I've seen was I'm excited for that rainbow.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, that's me. Just ignore that. Someone will get it. Alright.
What were you saying, Old Dirty? Old Dirty.
Oldirty's got a delay, I think.
No, I was saying that I actually enjoyed seeing Rainbow Six. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah,
You guys hear me?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we
I
hear
might
you.
have.
We hear you, and you have a delay.
Okay, but yeah, I like watching the Rainbow Six. I thought that was pretty cool how they were trying to save the hostage, from the terrorists or whoever they was.
I think
Oh,
I think
okay.
they went really good with
Okay.
that.
But yeah, that's the only so far that I like was the Rainbow Six, and that's what I've been waiting on is Rainbow Six. So I was happy with what they showed.
Did they give a release date for
Yeah,
that or
they
no?
did a good job with that. Just watching how you can breach, the house to save the hostage and all type of stuff that they was doing.
Mm.
Did they give a release date for that, or is it 2015?
It might be next year. I don't think it's day. I think it may be next year.
I heard a rumor about February, but you can't buy into these rumors, so.
It looks like the game was done. Like I mean, I'm sure it's not 100% done, but it looks like they had a lot, going on.
What you guys think of EA?
This game's been in the works for a while, right? Because I remember them talking about it, even coming out for Wii U at one point, like around before the Wii U launched. So hopefully it's. I mean, I like Rainbow Six games because they've always felt different to me than the other shooters out there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this game too. So as far as Ubisoft games go, the other games not so much. I don't really. Far Cry, I don't know if I'm just not into them anymore. I did play the first two. I played a little bit of three, but I'm just not into that series anymore. I don't know. That happens.
That didn't look cool at all, the elephants.
It looked cool, but I don't know if it just, it's just the glitz and glamour of the event itself, and will that change when I'm actually sitting down playing the game? Is it still going to feel like,
So
I'm used
what
to?
do you not like about the game?
No, I didn't say I didn't like it. I just said it just didn't overly excite me.
Yeah. Well, but wait, you know what I noticed with Far Cry over the years? Remember Far Cry when I used to play I loved all the Far Cry games, but one thing I noticed with the third one, like, they don't have their power no more. Remember you used to inject this shit and you turn it into part animal or something? Remember that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember I could, like, knock a guy across the board if I just... You can't do that no more in, like, the third one. I noticed.
Yeah, I
Like,
started
that
with
was the whole
3.
thing with Far Cry. You were in the jungle and you got injected with, you got, like, animal instinct. And they didn't have that in the third one, right?
No, I don't.
Yeah, and so
some cool
I
moves,
think
though.
that was like the main thing to Far Cry, that they turned you into like an animal or something. You had animal powers. And then I noticed the Far Cry 3, it kind of just like you were on vacation and you get like kidnapped from some crazy guy. I love Far Cry. I think it's a great game. But I do think that, like, since the third one did so good, they're gonna probably try to release a Far Cry every year. I see it happening.
Yeah, I think that's a good point we just made there. Is that and not only Far Cry, but I think a lot of games are going for that more quote unquote realistic feel. They're going away from the kind of fun, kind of weird, quirkiness stuff that kind of pulls you in. The only game to me that's going in the other direction is like the Saints Row games. Like they were trying to be GTA clones in the beginning, and then they went like super quirky in 3. So
yeah, the opposite.
yeah,
I
so
love Saints Row
51
4.
games.
I thought that was cool how you could like turn into you can jump across the whole map and stuff. Like not the whole map, but after a while you get your jumping gets really far and you're in the Matrix. I really enjoyed Saints Row 4. I liked that game.
yeah.
What did you guys think about The Division?
I don't know much about that game. It looks
They
pretty
actually
good.
showed some gameplay of it at Microsoft, but it is a Ubisoft game. They showed the idea of it that it's like 3 weeks after a big virus outbreak, and you're in New York City, and pretty much everybody's just like robbing places, and I guess you have to fight other people that are on different sides of things. I don't understand the whole total story of it. But it did look really good. It's a lot of people are hyped for this game. I am too. I like playing co-op games where I can play with my friends, and it looks like something that Ubisoft is really going after this generation, because they're doing it with The Division, they're doing it with The Crew, and they're doing it with Assassin's Creed. They're gonna be it's like the Brotherhood with Assassin's Creed. And like I noticed when you walk around, it says, "Do you want to join this mission?" And it's like a multiplayer mission. It's like you'll have the choice of doing your own missions, like single player missions, or you can join up on co-op with like other people. And I think that's pretty cool. It showed how, like in Assassin's Creed, how you can have different ways to take down the person you're going to assassinate and stuff. And they're doing that with a lot of other games to co-op. So I noticed a lot of companies are going after co-op online this generation. Not only Ubisoft, but they seem to be doing it the most.
Yeah. That seems to be the push for this gen, is online co-op, online multiplayer only type of games. Like you said, what's the Division, and what's that driving game? The
Crew.
The Crew, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm confused on. Is it only online for those games, or is there a single player mode?
Well, I'm willing to say The Crew is going to be an online only game, I'm assuming. Right. And what The Crew is like you can race anywhere in the world, and you can. The one thing that interests me about it is that you can customize your cars to no end. They said it's going to be the most you can ever customize in a car game. Like they said, they're going all out to every customization you can think of. And my favorite racing game of all time, one of them, besides like kart racers and stuff, was EA's Need for Speed Underground series. After that series, Need for Speed got kind of shitty. That was my last favorite Need for Speed game, and I'm hoping that's what I know they're two different companies, but I'm assuming that's what The Crew is going to be doing. Like they're going to go all out with customizations and maybe put body kits and all that. And I like the idea how you can race with friends around the world. And I think what you're going to do is like start your own crews and race other crews online. But they probably have a single player mode too, you know. And I think it's not, in a way, me and Oldirty were talking about this earlier. I think Ubisoft, a lot what they're doing with, Nintendo isn't right. They should be getting, like, the games too, because these are a lot of good games that, we would have seen on the Wii U. And I think we will still see them. Like, the only one I can probably think that we might not see is Far Cry. But The Crew and, what's that game? The Division, I think they should be on the Wii U too. I don't see why Ubisoft isn't really putting them on. I don't know. Nobody knows. It's still possible.
Well, they recently, kind of came under some flack because of they announced that they have a game that they for Wii U that's basically on the shelf until the sales get better, which I find kind of confusing, being that at least right now, the install base for all these current gen consoles it's pretty close. I think Microsoft's at around 5 million. Wii U is at 6.5, and PS4 is at 7 or something. So at least right now, it's pretty comparable. But yet, you know, a lot of these games have already been announced for the other consoles and haven't been announced for Wii U, which, like I said, has a pretty comparable install base right now. So, you know, they kind of talk it up both sides of the neck.
So they publicly announced that they're actually holding off on a game until they make more sales. That is messed up, man.
Yeah, I mean, why even announce that? I mean, it's one thing for that to be true, but why announce it? Like it's like you're trying to, it's like you're trying to throw jabs. It feels like, you know.
Yeah, man. I mean, usually that kind of thing they would never say in public.
Right.
Wow. That's going on behind the scenes usually.
Well, and when I told Oldirty too, like I was on the eShop and I seen that they had a Watch Dogs trailer that was on there. I'm pretty sure it's on the eShop because I just looked at it on YouTube again, and it says coming to Wii U. You know, 2014. Wasn't that on the eShop recently?
Yeah, it's on there. I mean, I went back and forth as far as believing if it was coming or not. I think it's coming, but again, I mean, it's gonna hurt its sales because everybody who pretty much wants it already got it another way. So by the time it comes on Wii U, you know, the market is gonna be saturated. So it's not gonna sell that well. And then they're gonna say, "Oh, it didn't sell well on Wii U." Well, yeah, you know, it didn't come out.
Hey, just a second. Now, if people have both systems, they have you know, a Sony or a Microsoft, and they also have the Wii U, and they have a third-party game that comes out. And okay, some people are going to buy that game because their friends are playing it on one system or the next. But I wonder if some people might be into achievements and stuff like that, and they might lean towards Sony or Microsoft because of that when they have third-party games. Just something to mention. Who knows?
Well, yeah, I mean that's going to definitely be part of it. I don't mean, you know,
I wish there was a system where all of your achievements could work between all the consoles. So like your Steam account, they're all tied together. Everything. That would be cool because then you can still like have your games that you show off, like what you're playing. People can see what kind of gamer you are. That's just my take.
That's cool. Are you there, Oldirty? I've seen you drop in and out. Is it still going, the video?
Yeah, the video's still going. I had some technical issues.
Oldirty?
So you know how yeah, can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah, we hear you, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is Oldirty there?
I don't think Dave can hear me.
Yeah, he hears you.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear him. I must be his audio. I might not hear his audio. Do you hear him?
Yeah, he's a little bit lower volume.
Okay. It's a test podcast for him. You know, it's his first one. I mean, I had a lot of problems on mine too.
Yeah. But,
what was the next question? Is everybody done with the Ubisoft thing, or?
Yeah, I guess we were going to talk about EA, right?
I've seen bits and pieces of EA. Whoever wants to go first. I mean, I won't go first. I don't hear Oldirty at all.
He's not talking.
Yeah, I'm still here, fella.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear him.
All right, go ahead.
I don't know if anybody can hear me or not.
Yeah, we hear you.
Well, basically, what I mean from EA is basically the same thing, you know, before the conference happened, and basically they were just showing a lot of, I guess it was in-game footage, but like almost like CG, so you didn't really see actual gameplay footage, just like the FIFA, the NHL, the Madden. I think the only thing they showed gameplay footage was Dragon Age, and that looked pretty good. So I wasn't looking.
I'm tired.
I wasn't looking for anything too much from EA.
Is he talking?
Yeah, you can't hear him, eh? Wow.
I can't hear him at all.
Wow.
That's strange.
Can you hear him, Mr. T?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Good.
Yeah, perfectly.
Let me call in on the. I'll call in on the call on my phone. Let me see if maybe it'll make a difference.
Yeah, I can.
I can't hear him at all.
I can hear everybody.
Oh, I hear him.
There's some feedback for you.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
The other
Yeah, I
day.
can hear you.
All right, now I hear you.
Too.
Nice.
Yeah, I just popped it on my
Oh, okay.
phone. The audio cut out older.
So Old Dirty.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's what I thought of EA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Too many CGI trailers, not enough gameplay footage. Same old.
I mean, that's what they've
Yeah, I
always done
kind of
that.
figured that going with EA.
That sucks, man. What are they doing over there? I mean, they had so much potential. They just, I don't know. They're fucking up with their fan base, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought their show, like what I got to see of it, it was kind of weak.
Hmm. I liked EA. I liked the NBA Live series. I liked Skate. I liked a lot of the shit they did, the Need for Speed, but then they went and fired a lot of the people working on those projects, and they got all corporate and shit.
The Need for Speed was horrible. I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks that.
Yeah, that wasn't the same team that did that.
I played Rivals. That was the and Clown Meat kind of warned me. He's like, man, he's like, I would just rent it before you buy it because I was gonna get it just to play with him. You know, he wanted something to play co-op with your friend, you know, or play online. And I got it, and it seems like they forced you to play online. And I was like, man, is there a single player in this? And I was almost gonna have to, you know, disconnect my PS4 from online to see if they gave me that option because it pretty much throws you in online and I didn't see a single player option, and it was pretty much all you did in it. It was fun to a certain extent. You just ride it around as cops and robbers, not robbers, cops and you know, racers, and arrested people. That was the part of the cop part, and the other part you did do races and you did unlock stuff, but the customization was so horrible. It was bad. Like it was just very basic. It was the worst Need for Speed I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I mean, the quality
you guys
of
play?
is going down. It's been going down for a few years now. And like you know, I call them electronic assembly line games because that's basically
funny.
what you're getting. It's really corporate, like Wolflow said. And it's like there's no like. It seems like there's no passion in the
Yeah,
development.
that's the problem with a lot of games these days, man. Especially the annual release games.
Oh boy.
You guys play any sports games, really?
Yeah, I play.
Hey,
You know what really pisses me off? When you get into these lobbies or these games, and people can pause the game, and you gotta wait like 3 minutes every time they pause the game, and they quit. Every time you're losing, they quit.
If they're losing, that's a
They
trick.
got like a lag going.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I quit playing like random people online because they start losing, they just quit the game.
Yeah, they're pussies. I used to let them win till the fourth quarter and then light it up. But one thing that I fucking hate too is the passing and shit like that. You never, unless you actually like press the button to pass to that certain person, which you never know where that person is all the time, like all your guys while you're playing. So if you press a direction passing, sometimes it'll pass in the exact opposite direction. What the hell is that? And they still haven't fixed that 10 years later.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I got to see bits and pieces.
I think we're getting like a lag or something like that between. You hear?
So then you gotta wait for these matches, and you're waiting like 10 minutes or whatever. You never even know when it's gonna start. There's no indicator how long it's gonna take to join a match and shit like that. Man, companies need to get off their asses. That's for sure. I know I nitpick, but
I don't think that's too much to ask for. I mean,
no.
At all. So
Look at Bayonetta. Whenever you were in a loading screen, you got to like play around with moves and stuff like that. You could actually play the game while it's loading.
yeah, a lot of platinum games do that. Because they're thinking nobody wants to just sit there. You know, so let's make it a little fun. Let's do something. 101 also does that too.
Nice. I want to get that. But it also, when you're loading the game up, you got all these menus. You got to keep pressing start, press start now, load game. Okay, loaded. Press X after it's loaded. And then, are you sure you want to load the game? Yeah, you know, I just loaded it for the fuck of it. Come on, man.
You don't want to play loading the game?
Press X to load game, and then Y and Z, and this. Nah, man.
Splinter Cell is fairly guilty of that. Like
Mm.
you're sitting there, like you're waiting for it to load, and you're kind of just sitting there for a while. You don't realize there's a little X that popped up, or in my case, it's an A
Yeah.
at the bottom of the screen. So you're like, oh man, I thought it was loading all this time. I could have started the damn game.
We're getting way off topic. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
but yeah.
What did EA show at their? See, I've seen bits and pieces of videos of YouTube, like maybe somebody puts up Battlefield Hardline, or they put up, something else. Didn't they do Dragon Age or something too?
Yeah, they did Dragon Age.
Cool. But I gotta still watch the whole conference. But from what I heard from people that seen the whole conference, they said all they showed was sports games.
Yeah. That's where they're, right now at least, that's where their moneymakers are. They have a in-tune install base as far as especially the Madden. I don't know about Live because Live was trash last year, so I'm surprised that they came out this quickly with a new one. So I thought they'd take a couple years, and work on it. But apparently, they just going right back to the drawing board quickly, and hopefully this one will be better than last year's because that was trash.
Last year's I played the demo was bad. It was really bad. It looked like a PS2 game.
Yeah, it looked terrible. It controlled terrible. I mean, they even publicly apologized for that game. And that's
They publicly apologized.
They put an apology out for that game. That's how bad it was.
Mm. Yeah, the only thing that they showed that I did get to see that I was interested in, which a lot of people have issues with this game, but I thought it was a great concept. And I tried to get the beta code, and I'm waiting on them to send it, is Battlefield Hardline. I like how it's like cops versus robbers, and you get to, the cops come, and you can run with the money and stuff. I think that's a really good take for them to, really make the series go in a whole new direction. I think they're doing good with that. Yeah, the Battlefield 4, didn't work that great. It is working fine now. I enjoy it. But I think Battlefield Hardline will be a great game if it's running good. I heard of people that are playing the beta. They said that it actually is running pretty good. There is a little bit of problems, but they said, hey, it's a beta. They said they'll fix it. So I think EA did learn their lesson on, Battlefield 4 this time around. So I'm looking forward to Battlefield Hardline, and I'll end up picking it up.
Worth giving a try, right?
Yeah, I don't care. I have fun.
The game looks pretty good.
I don't care. I do like Battlefield, but EA, other than that, I don't really care for their games lately.
See, that's not something I'm gonna rush out and buy. I mean, there's some games that I saw this E3 that I want to play those before I die. I gotta play them right away, as soon as I can. So that's something I'll check out down the road.
This is a little off topic, but my most anticipated game for third party this year is The Evil Within. I watched some gameplay of that today, like extended gameplay. That game looks amazing, and people were complaining about the frame rate, and I'm like, are you serious? I looked at some of the comments, and if they're gonna bitch about a game, what it looks like, that game looks fantastic. It reminds me of Resident Evil 4 for the GameCube. And it's from the makers of Resident Evil, and, Bethesda is behind it. But, it looks great. That's one of the games I'm most hyped for.
I've got to admit, that's one of the biggest problems with this generation. It's up there. The whole graphics and frame rate thing.
Yeah,
as long as the game's running smooth.
They should be lucky what they get,
Oh, yeah, we're spoiled.
And when in the Super Nintendo days, did you have time to go on media, on websites and bitch and moan about frame rates and resolution? You got what you got and you enjoyed it.
Even if the games were trash, you still played that game because because you were a gamer. You fought through the bad games and you enjoyed the great ones. So there's a lot of whining and complaining. And to some degree, it's warranted. But for if you get you spend $60 and the damn game is broken, unplayable at some points, yeah, you can complain about that. But as far as worrying about resolution stuff that you really can't tell when you're enjoying a game that you're not thinking about because you're enjoying the damn game. if you're complaining about that, you're doing the game wrong. You're not doing it right.
Or it's too cartoony because they couldn't
Oh
handle
boy.
the high res. Like Zelda.
What's that? Sunset Overdrive and
Hmm. Yeah, true. Same thing.
too colorful. I mean, what's wrong? I don't understand why people hate color so much. I don't get it.
Right. Yeah. I'm basically getting to people complaining about 1080p and all this. Just play the game.
Yeah, there's more important things to worry about than that.
Yeah, but if you get the game and it's not fun, you can complain about that. But complaining about the game
I don't
before it
know.
come out
They
based
figure
on
that mature means dark colors for some odd reason, like black and gray for some reason. I don't know.
look, I don't pay those fools no attention when they talk about what's mature, what's not mature. You're playing a damn video game, okay? You're controlling a digital army man for the most part on your TV. So you're not overly sophisticated than anybody else. So that argument is ridiculous to me. I just feel like people who make that claim are dudes are insecure about gaming. Period. You know.
Yeah, but when people go on about it, they're not really. They're talking about, a grown man, this and that, but you're not really acting like a grown man when you're carrying on about all this stuff.
Right.
That's the whole thing. So.
I mean, that's my point. It's like if you're playing video games to express your maturity, I mean, you're in the wrong business because you're playing a video game toy. I mean, it's a toy. Deal with it and move on.
Yeah, like when I looked at the Outlast gameplay, or not Outlast, I'm saying the Evil Within gameplay, these people are complaining about frame rates. If you look at that game, it's finally like the Resident Evil 4 that I wanted. It's like what I was looking forward to after Resident Evil 4. Like this is the game that this is Resident Evil all in itself. Like it looks, you can tell the guy who made this game made Resident Evil. It looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool how the guy's hanging upside down in the slaughterhouse, and it has those chainsaw people like they did in the Resident Evil 4 game. And it just looks like a great game. It looks like something, new, something refreshing around that's been going on, like the same old shit over and over that they've been giving us. I look back when I see people complain about frame rate and stuff like that, who gives a shit? As long as the game looks good, I could see if it's really bad frame rate where, it's unplayable, but,
No, is Bethesda, are they publishing that?
Yeah, they're publishing it. But the guy that did Resident Evil, he joined them.
Wow. So it could have some bugs and glitches, but
If you look,
whatever. Sometimes that's fun, man. I like glitches.
a while,
Yeah, I mean, glitches historically have been, taken advantage of, and you can have fun with it. But when a glitch,
Hey,
when a glitch like your game, craps out, that's not a fun glitch. But
Or
a
you lose
glitch
your
where,
saves, yeah.
It's like very, very laggy. Like it's like people
Yeah, that's
are
where you
talking
have a
over each
problem.
other.
yeah, that's not good. But a glitch
Yeah.
where, like even in what's the Skyrim for PS3 when you got dragons flying backwards. I mean, I make fun of that, but to me, it's kind of fun to see that.
I got to run around the map as a horse. That was kind of fun.
Right.
But yeah, expect some patches.
Yeah, for sure.
No, but I just think the amount of detail that they put in this game, that Evil Within, and it's a game I've been looking out for a while, and I think it's funny. That's what I normally do. If I see something halfway decent in a game and I'm looking at it, you'll see people in comment sections just cry about every little thing they can cry about, and I'm like, are you not looking at the same game I'm looking at?
You know what pisses me off, man? It pisses me off when I see these like mainstream reviews, especially, and they nitpick about the completely wrong things. They miss the whole point of the game, and it's just like, wow, man. You're gonna rate a game a 5 or a 6 because it's what is it? One game I saw it like this How to Survive game. People were going on that, oh, this game is too, it's not serious enough, like it's with the survival aspect. The game doesn't try and be serious. It doesn't take itself serious. It's like a joke. That's the whole thing. And they're basing it on being an actual survival. not the point of the game.
Survival horrors really took a dump, for a while now. Like, that's why I'm interested in this game. It looks like an old survival type horror game,
Right.
Like,
What you got to understand
really
about these reviewers is that a lot of these fools are not gamers. A lot of these dudes are failed journalists that couldn't make it. And I'm serious. They couldn't make it in news media, and so they saw a quick way into media by going the video game route. I've said this before that I initially was going for a degree in journalism, but it was really hard to break into media coming out of college. So I switched my degree to filmmaking, and a lot of these guys are those guys. They realized they couldn't get in that way because it was really tough, and the pay in the beginning is really low for journalists coming out of college. And at that time, video game journalism was getting its legs. It was starting to really pick up, and so a lot of those regular journalism guys jumped into video game journalism because it was quick, it was easy, it was a booming kind of market. And so a lot of these guys that are reviewing these games and talk about these games, they're not gamers. They act like they are.
In the game. No.
But like you said, that's the reason they don't talk about the aspects of the game that they should be talking about, because they're looking at it from a different angle than a gamer would.
Now, a lot of them do. Even on IGN, I see some of those guys are real gamers.
Some of them are, yeah, for sure.
Some of them. But they're still tied to an agenda sometimes. That's
right,
the problem.
Right. Especially IGN.
Oh, yeah. Big time IGN. Yeah, I've been on to them for a long time. Because I was on IGN for a while, as in, like, on all the boards and shit like that. And I paid a lot of attention to them, and I saw all the bullshit going on.
Yeah, I stopped hitting myself about a year ago as far as IGN is concerned. I don't go back there.
Well, it seems like the reviews from GameSpot to IGN to any of them places like Game Explain or any of them, they seem to go by the reviews of the game and they won't go buy it. And these people are paid, a lot of them, like to say this game is good or whatever, and that's why I don't go by reviews. I'm more like the reviews I will go by is if somebody I follow, like Mr. T or Oldirty, or if Wolflow say he did a review, I would take your opinion over IGN or anybody else, like if you're an actual gamer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much the same. We're all gamers here, so I want to hear from a gamer's perspective how the game works, and not these big corporations.
I've got this one channel I'm subscribed to, and not a lot of people in this community know about it. It's called Geek Citadel Gaming, and it's this guy named Kevin. He does great, honest reviews, like right from the heart, and they're really in depth. Like he really does a good job how he breaks it all down. And he does 1-hour gaming sessions, and in these sessions he has like the most like just unheard of titles, and like they're really unique games. So they're cool to check out.
I gotta check him out.
Wicked channel, man. Wicked.
You there?
Who was that? You asking for Dirty?
Yeah.
See, the thing is, especially on Google, if you're coming at it on a mobile device, good luck. Good luck.
Am I chopping up at all?
No, everything's fine now. I just had a problem with the tablet. I couldn't hear Oldirty at all.
I'm on my parents' wireless right now, so don't expect a good connection here.
I don't think none of y'all can hear me, can y'all?
I can hear you
now.
Oldirty, I can hear you.
Okay. I guess it's like a big lag. It's a big lag because I can hear like Dave talking, and then I hear Mr. T talking, and it's like y'all talking at the same time, y'all points and y'all views. So I might just stop the podcast because it's happening too many times. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to sound right, and it don't sound right. I got Mr. T explaining, what he liked, dislike, but I also hear Dave explain what he liked and dislike. So it's like a big gap in between everybody, and it jumps in every now and then.
Yeah, I just think there's a lag on your end, because we answer you.
Yeah,
We all seem to be
yeah, I
able to
think.
answer you right away. So
Just not
Okay.
on
Well,
here.
if you guys can hear me, I'm just gonna stop it right here because it just don't sound right. You know, it's too much lag on my end for some odd reason, and I'm not sure why.
All right. I'll hang out in the call for a little. Mr. T, did you want to play some Mario Kart?
sure, I was about